Friends, isn't it fascinating how relationships bring us immense joy, but also profound heartache? They're a dance of emotions, yet how often do we truly, deeply, consciously invest in the relationship we have with ourselves and loved ones? That investment, that time, and that energy is the most powerful gift you could ever bestow upon yourself and those you love. As life didn't give us a manual on handling emotions and communication challenges, we also weren't taught the art of building romantic ties or how to deeply love and value ourselves. But I'm here to share more life-affirming, relationship-enhancing wisdom with you all. And now you can also find this transformational content pouring onto Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Dive into the show notes to connect with all the magic. Here's to growth, love, and endless learning.
Hi and welcome, this is Nicola Beer, and today I'm going to be talking to you about reviving your sex life, giving you tips to reignite the spark. Understanding the ebbs and flows of a sexual relationship is essential. Over time, it's natural for the initial intensity of passion to transform into a more profound, yet sometimes less exciting form of love. Reviving your sex life means rekindling that lost spark and exploring new dimensions of intimacy and pleasure. So in this podcast, I'm going to talk through 9 tips to revive and enhance your sex life. Not all of these tips will appeal to you or be of interest to you. As we're not working one-to-one together, I can't give you that tailored approach. But I do hope that these insights and tips will give you some food for thought and hopefully some actions that you can start taking. Now, if you, like thousands of others out there, find it difficult to talk about sex, stay tuned for a different episode coming up very soon on how to talk about sex with your partner, where I'm not going to be giving you just tips on communication. I'm actually going to give you questions that you can ask each other. Questions to help you open up on your sexual desires and fantasies, sharing what you like and what you don't like. It's an intimate podcast I'm currently creating to help you. So do subscribe to the show if you want to get that episode to make sure that you don't miss it. And whilst you're there, I'd be so grateful for a like, a rating or review so that this show is picked up by those AI algorithms and enables more people to get this valuable content. And by doing that, you'll be supporting me in my mission to help as many people as I can have thriving relationships with themselves and their loved ones. So now let's get into the different tips to enhance your sex life. First, focus on foreplay. Foreplay plays a crucial role in reviving and enhancing a couple's sex life, as it serves as a foundation for building desire and deepening intimacy. Engaging in foreplay allows partners to take time to reconnect physically and emotionally, moving beyond the mechanics of sex to a more sensual and meaningful experience. It helps in gradually building arousal, making the sexual experience more satisfying for both partners. Foreplay also offers an opportunity for exploration and communication, where couples can discover and respond to each other's erogenous zones, preferences and desires. This exploration can reignite the spark in a relationship, bringing novelty and excitement back into the bedroom. Additionally, foreplay can be particularly beneficial in reducing performance pressure, creating a relaxed environment conducive to pleasure and connection. By prioritizing foreplay, couples can nurture their sexual chemistry and create a more fulfilling and passionate sexual experience, thereby rejuvenating their overall sex life. So you may want to extend your foreplay to build anticipation and desire. You may want to spend more time exploring each other's bodies, have an evening of kissing, share a bath with essential oils, shower and wash each other, read erotic stories or poetry to each other, setting the mood and stimulating the imagination. Aisha and Mohammed were married for 10 years, struggling with a rushed and routine sex life. They focused on dedicating evenings to just kiss and lie naked together. Through this, they rekindled their sex life, rediscovering its excitement. Shared baths with essential oils became a regular part of their routine. The increased foreplay enhanced their overall sexual experience, making it more fulfilling and enjoyable. However, I must let you know that they couldn't have got to this place without couples therapy first. focusing on clearing the resentments they had from past hurts. Aisha was disappointed with the way that Mohammed didn't have her back on family issues, that he didn't stand up for her when his parents and siblings talked down to her or ignored her. She felt so hurt and angry he didn't have the courage to speak to them on her behalf and to speak up and defend her. She felt like he didn't have her back. Until we resolved this and discussed this and found solutions, Aisha's body had closed down. She didn't have it in her to open up to him because she felt alone and unsupported when it came to their day-to-day life. And so her body was blocked. She didn't want to be cuddled, kissed, and she started to avoid going to bed at the same time as him. She would go to bed earlier or sleep with the children to avoid that. Sexual blocks or decline is rarely just due to busy lives or habits. It's often to do with unmet expectations in the relationship, past hurt, anger and poor communication. Resentment is a sense of unfairness. You feel that something's not fair in your relationship, and if you don't address it, it can build and block your physical connection, either just in the sex life or also in the affection, day-to-day kissing and hugging, touching each other on the arm or the shoulder, holding each other's hand. That can also get blocked. Tip 2 is to educate yourselves. Learning and educating yourselves about sex is a fundamental step in reviving and enriching your sex life. This process of education broadens your understanding of sexuality, helping to dispel myths and misconceptions that may have limited your sexual experiences in the past. With accurate information, couples can explore new techniques, positions, and forms of intimacy that they may have previously not known about or found intimidating. This exploration can bring a sense of excitement and novelty, vital for reigniting passion in a long-term relationship. Moreover, educating ourselves about sex promotes healthier and more open communication. It provides a common language to discuss desires, preferences, and boundaries, making these conversations less awkward and more productive. Understanding each other's bodies and the physiological aspects and the psychological aspects of sexual desire can enhance empathy and patience between partners, leading to a more attuned and satisfying sexual experience. So you can research and read books, follow reputable online sources that can offer new techniques and insights. You can attend couples workshops, which can be fun and informative. You can listen to podcasts or YouTube videos or other educational courses and videos. You can read erotic literature, whether it's classic or modern. You can attend online seminars, virtual online workshops on sexual wellness and relationship enhancement. Whether you learn separately or together, it doesn't really matter. The biggest mistake you can make is hoping that your partner will teach you. Don't do that. Grow and open your own sexual world yourself, as it isn't sexy for a man or woman to have to teach their partner. Kajal and Fardan, both 28 years old, fell into that trap. They were newlyweds when they came and saw me. Kajal was a virgin before marriage and hoped that Fardan would show her and explain everything to her. He had been watching porn since he was a teenager and had very different expectations from her in the bedroom. He felt that she should know how to entice him, how to dress up for him, how to do sexual dances for him. But she didn't have a clue. She hadn't exposed herself to anything sexual, as it was sacred for her to leave this until marriage. She didn't even think about it. She was looking forward to it. However, she didn't research or know anything. Both of them were feeling very sexually disappointed. So I worked with them individually to enhance their sex life. I often find it works best to work with people individually because then the mystery and surprise of different things they may do is kept. It allows people to speak unfiltered, saying exactly what is turning them off or turning them on about what their partner is doing, and then I can help them and guide them into ways to change that or recommend books and resources on courses to do. I also am able to then gently sometimes pass on the messages between couples if they want me to, so that they can avoid sexual rejection, because sexual rejection can be very painful. But worse is where a couple don't have hope. They don't have hope that their sex life will ever get any different or better. And that's a real shame because it's not true. When someone learns and grows into their sexuality, develops knowledge and understanding about their body, their likes, their desires, so much more passion can be experienced. The key point I want to make here is that great sex starts in the mind. So we need to learn about sex, we need to educate and grow ourselves, we need to get ourselves into sex mentally. And it's our conditioning that makes us feel that you're just expected to know how to have great sex, which is ridiculous. Because if you think of any other area of life, if you wanted to get better at something, you would go to school, university, you would get a coach, a teacher, you would consult an expert, you'd watch videos, read books. Sex is no different. Learn and grow and enjoy. Because without exposure to reading and understanding things, we don't know what we do or don't like. After working with me, they started listening to more sex-positive podcasts, watching educational videos, they found documentaries on Netflix, they explored erotic literature, read chapters together and discussed what they found arousing. They also signed up for a virtual seminar on spiritual sex. Gaining a new perspective, new techniques, led to a more adventurous and satisfying sex life for them both. And it also did wonders for their relationship because it brought them so much closer. Tip 3, open communication. Talking about sex is fundamentally important in enhancing a couple's sex life because it fosters open communication, which is the key to understanding and fulfilling each other's needs and desires. This dialogue allows partners to express their likes, dislikes, fantasies and concerns in a safe and non-judgmental environment. By discussing sex openly, couples can navigate through any misconceptions or assumptions that they may have, leading to a more satisfying and enjoyable sexual experience. Communication about sex also helps in building trust and emotional intimacy. It creates a deeper connection as a partner feels heard and valued when they're in the most vulnerable state. This emotional closeness is often reflected in a more passionate and connected physical relationship. Additionally, talking about sex can be instrumental in addressing and resolving any issues related to sexual dissatisfaction or dysfunction. It allows couples to identify and work through problems, whether they are emotional, physical, or psychological in nature. Moreover, through such conversations, partners can continuously learn about each other's evolving preferences and boundaries. Sexual desires and interests can change over time, and regular communication ensures that both partners remain attuned to these changes. In essence, talking about sex is not just about improving the act of sex. It's about cultivating a holistic relationship where physical intimacy is in harmony with emotional and communication intimacy. This comprehensive approach leads to a more fulfilling and enduring sexual bond. So regularly discuss your desires and fantasies and concerns without judgment. Have honest conversations about likes and dislikes, about your desires. This can significantly improve your sex life. During conversations about your sexual desires, make sure to actively listen without interrupting. This builds the trust and openness. Set aside time each month to discuss your feelings about the relationship and sex life. This can be during a quiet dinner or walk together. Some people say to do it weekly, and I think that's too much for couples. A monthly relationship review is good because it creates a pattern of deep connection and it's achievable. When you have these conversations, start with what's going well, what you're happy about, and then what might you like to see in change or improve. Use I statements when you're talking, especially during sensitive topics, saying I feel. It's so important to do that and express your emotions without placing any blame. Emma and Leo I worked with were married for 7 years. They had several communication issues affecting their sex life. They used the questions that I'm going to share with you in the next podcast, and they started monthly review sessions. Listening to each other fully brought them so much closer together. They made their conversation safe by agreeing no judgments would be made. Safety in sexual communication is so important. So as I spoke about at the beginning of this podcast, I've created a podcast on how to talk about sex with some sexual questions that can really open your minds and open the dialogue between you. Because for so many of us, sex can be hard to talk about. When I grew up, if sex came on the TV, even if a couple was kissing, my parents would be like, cover your eyes. And you'd have to cover your eyes until they said you could look again. It was like this big, shameful thing. And they felt so uncomfortable. So that message, for me, created this sense of it's unladylike to talk about sex. It's awkward or unnatural to talk about sex. Which, of course, it isn't. It's our bodies. Sex is a normal, natural thing. And pleasure is part of that. Unfortunately, many of us don't get that message. Tip 4, explore new experiences. Exploring new experiences in sex is crucial for reviving sexual passion, especially in long-term relationships where routine and familiarity can lead to a loss of excitement and desire. Introducing new elements into your sex life can reignite the spark that might have dimmed over time. Try new things in the bedroom. Break the monotony of familiar routines. This can bring a sense of novelty and excitement reminiscent of the earlier stages in your relationship. Exploring new experiences can also lead to discovering unknown sources of pleasure. It opens the door to a range of sensations and experiences that can enhance sexual satisfaction. Venturing into new sexual experiences together requires trust and communication, which can deepen the emotional connection between partners. This process of exploration and mutually being vulnerable together fosters a strong bond. It's also about personal growth. Stepping out of your comfort zone in the bedroom can also be empowering, lead to personal growth, and improve your confidence, both in your sexual life and your relationship. Discussing and negotiating new experiences also requires open and honest communication. And as I mentioned before, this dialogue can improve the communication and understanding in the relationship. Exploring new sexual experiences can also lead to fulfilling fantasies, which is a key part, of course, of satisfaction, allowing you both to feel that your desires are valued and respected. Learning and trying new things can also increase the curiosity, excitement, which can translate into passion and a more intense sexual relationship. So in summary, exploring new experiences in sex is about more than just physical pleasure. It's about rekindling excitement, deepening emotional bonds, and fostering a dynamic and fulfilling sexual relationship. It's an ongoing journey of discovery that can significantly contribute to your overall health and happiness within your relationship. So explore new things regularly. Don't just put some energy into it once and talk about things once and then don't open up the topic again. So here are some things that you might want to try. New positions, role-playing, mild bondage, for a change of pace. You could create a more sensual environment with candles, soft music, seductive lighting. Some couples that I've worked with have found themed nights have really supported to create that novelty and passion. They've had playful superhero theme nights, fancy dress nights, role-play, sensual games. Now you can get sensual board games or apps on your phone to lead to new exciting experiences. And then you can also enjoy sensory play. Experiment with blindfolds, feathers, or different textures to enhance sensory experiences during intimacy. Nadia and Sam were together for 3 years and felt like their sex life had become routine. To make it more interesting, they introduced themed nights, starting with a tropical paradise evening. They incorporated games like Truth or Dare, tailored for couples. They experimented with blindfolds and different textures during foreplay and feeding each other while blindfolded before they started that sexual experience. These new experiences brought excitement and novelty to their relationship, bringing in a lot more passion. Tip 5 is to maintain physical intimacy. Keep their affection alive. Maintaining sexual intimacy is paramount in a couple's sex life, as it serves as a vital pillar for both physical and emotional connection. Regular sexual intimacy fosters a deep, enduring bond between partners, reinforcing their emotional closeness and mutual affection. It goes beyond this act of sex itself, encompassing a sense of being desired and cherished, which is crucial for relationship satisfaction and personal well-being. Sexual intimacy also acts as a form of communication, where partners can express their love, trust, and vulnerability non-verbally in the context of a busy or stressful life. Maintaining a healthy sex life, maintaining strong, close connection can serve as a stress reliever, offering a way for partners to relax, unwind, and reconnect. This could be cuddling up together on the sofa, or tucking each other in bed at night if one of you goes to bed earlier than the other, or lying and hugging before you get out of bed and start your day. It can be holding hands when you're out, welcoming each other with a strong physical touch, kiss and hug when you enter the home. Not only is this so important to maintain that physical intimacy, it's also essential for feeling valued, wanted. It can increase body confidence and self-esteem, as being intimate with a loving partner can enhance feelings of self-worth and desirability. In essence, maintaining sexual intimacy is not just about physical gratification. Maintaining affection isn't just about the act. It's about nurturing the relationship, reinforcing the partnership, and sustaining a vital source of emotional and physical connection that is unique to the couple. So how can you keep that regular touch? Embrace a kiss and cuddle often to maintain that physical connection. Exchange massages to relax and connect physically. Incorporate unexpected touches throughout the day, like a gentle caress or loving hug. Connecting your feet while you're sleeping. Some couples do that if you like your space, or some couples are able to lie and hug each other and fall asleep. That's definitely not for me. I'm amazed at how people can do that, but some people can, and if you can, that's lovely. Or you might want to do an activity that keeps you physically close, like couples yoga or salsa, bachata, other forms of dancing as a couple unit. Jana and Tom, that I worked with, had high stress jobs and 2 children, leading to a decrease in physical intimacy because they were tired and busy all the time. They made a conscious effort to touch more throughout the day. They also started a couple's stretch routine they followed on YouTube to physically connect every day by helping each other stretch out their bodies, which also increased their energy that day and left them on a high. As they went to bed at different times, they followed my advice of tucking the other person into bed, hugging them and lying with them for 15 minutes. They found that this really calmed their nervous system, that they really were able to talk and relax. They found that when they increased their non-sexual physical intimacy, their sexual and emotional intimacy increased, strengthening their relationship. The next tip is managing stress. Stress can significantly impact a couple's sex life, often leading to a decrease in the sexual desire and satisfaction. When individuals are stressed, their bodies produce high levels of cortisol, a hormone that can suppress libido. The physiological response can make it more challenging for both men and women to become aroused or fully engage in sexual activities. Moreover, stress can preoccupy the mind, making it difficult to focus on and enjoy intimate moments. It often leads to fatigue and irritability, further diminishing the interest in sex. Additionally, stress can constrain the emotional connection between partners, and the emotional connection for most people is essential for a fulfilling sexual relationship. The emotional disconnect can manifest as less patience, poorer communication, and a reduced inclination to be vulnerable or emotionally available during sex. In chronic cases, stress can contribute to sexual dysfunctions such as erectile dysfunction in men and reduced lubrication or painful intercourse in women. Therefore, managing stress is crucial not only for individual well-being, but also for maintaining a healthy and satisfying sexual relationship within a couple. Not to mention the emotional connection between a couple. So if you're struggling with stressful life events, if you're feeling tired and exhausted, it's important to take time out to look at your life, to look where you can balance your life better, to look where you can support your health, your sleep, your nutrition. Being healthy in ourselves is the key to real happiness inside and outside of our relationship. You also may want to try some relaxation techniques Yoga, meditation, regular exercise really can reduce stress rapidly and improve libido. Making sure that you also have quality time together, prioritizing time where you're doing relaxing activities, stress-free time together, finding an activity that you both find relaxing and rejuvenating. The tendency for many couples can be to go out and get drunk. However, that can then promote worse sleep, feeling groggy the next day, more anxiety and stress the next day. So it doesn't feed into the cycle of pure and deep relaxation and bonding. Activities that can do that could be hikes in nature, picnics in nature, couples massages, walks, healthy eating and cooking together or going out for healthy meals, mindfulness, engaging in meditation exercises together. These things can reduce stress and improve mental clarity. Or finding a different hobby, something that you both enjoy where your mind is only on the hobby and on each other. Many couples these days are doing paddle tennis, golf, horse riding, ice baths, different things where you're just really focused on that activity and each other. Hannah and Mike found that stress was really affecting their libido. They began going on nature walks, they began a yoga and meditation course online that they followed together, and they also decided to start learning how to grow their own vegetables and fruit. So they took up gardening as a shared hobby. Another thing that you can do to enhance your sex life is to embrace spontaneity. Surprising each other, planning unexpected romantic or sexual encounters can revive the sex life. It's one thing to create them and give them to your partner. It's also another to be receptive, to allow them to surprise you, to allow your plans to change for the day, to allow yourself to go with the flow. Many of us find that difficult. However, when we do, it makes life so much more exciting when the unexpected good things happen. Other romantic things you can do is to leave little notes in unexpected places, like their car or work bag where they can find these. And sometimes a change of scenery can really help the sex life. Changing the location of your intimate encounters. Set up a romantic place in your living room or a cozy tent in the backyard. This worked really well for Elsie and David. David supplied Elsie with spontaneous outings. Elsie left love notes in unexpected places. They started being intimate in different locations around the house. In fact, they made a pact in our joint session that they were going to have sex in every room. This brought back the excitement and the unpredictability, enhancing their sex life and emotional bond. Tip 8. Focus on emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is a vital aspect of sexual intimacy, as it involves a deeper level of understanding and connection, where individuals feel safe and respected and valued. It's the foundation upon which a fulfilling sexual relationship is built, allowing partners to express their desires, fears, and vulnerabilities without fear or judgment or rejection. This profound emotional bond enables open and honest communication, essential for understanding and meeting each other's sexual needs and preferences. Emotional intimacy creates an atmosphere of trust and vulnerability, which enhances the physical experience of sex, making it more than just a physical act, but an expression of love, closeness, and connection. It fosters a sense of being deeply connected, not only physically, but also emotionally, which is crucial for a satisfying and meaningful sexual experience. In essence, emotional intimacy is the glue that binds the physical and emotional aspects of a sexual relationship, leading to a more intimate and rewarding and connected sexual experience. So, share your thoughts and feelings to deepen your emotional intimacy. Have regular date nights that can rekindle romance and passion. Share dreams and aspirations. Regularly talk about your hopes, dreams, and future plans. Create perhaps a memory book together. Get a scrapbook or a photo album together, reliving and cherishing shared memories. And practice gratitude. Regularly express what you appreciate about each other, your lives together, enhancing your emotional connection. Lucy and Mark felt disconnected emotionally, impacting their sex life. To change this, they focused on sharing dreams and regularly discussed their future aspirations, both personal with their body and health, their career aspirations, and the aspirations they had for their children. They also decided to create a photo album of their favourite memories and made it a habit to express appreciation. I suggested that for at least 1 month they shared 3 things that they were most grateful for every day, and this really brought them closer together. They also then involved the children into this, and it's a lovely ritual that really lifts them up and bonds them. Strengthened emotional intimacy can lead to a more passionate and connected sex life. But what if you're emotionally open and connected already, but just not about sex? Well, stay tuned for my Sexual Conversation podcast coming up, with questions you can ask each other or answer together as you go through it. You can listen to it and answer the questions, pause it, and use it in real time with me as your in-pocket therapist. And that brings me to the last tip. Consider professional help. If you're struggling, a sex therapist can provide professional guidance and advice. Relationship counselling for deeper issues affecting your sex life is also very important, because often when couples come to me with sexual issues, we work on their emotional connection, clearing negativity and resentment. We work on them feeling happier, safer, increasing that sense of having each other's back, the trust, the commitment, the openness, and loving actions. And all of these things are what makes a thriving sex life. So I hope that you can find something useful in these tips today. Start applying them and enjoying them. If you like this episode, I would be so grateful for a like, a rating, or review. From my heart to yours. Until next time, take amazing care of yourself and each other.
Dear listeners, today I celebrate you. You are among the few who actively nurture their love journey. It's an act of courage, an act of self-love, and if today's episode resonated with you, be a beacon for others, subscribe, rate and review. Let's spread this love and wisdom far and wide. Craving more? Discover the free resources at nicolabeer.com. You can also find the links to helpful gifts in the show notes. Do also join our Relationship and Wellness Facebook group. It's a haven where we uplift, support and journey together towards richer, deeper love stories. Remember, you have the power to craft the love story you deserve. Thank you for being with me today, and until next time, keep shining and loving with all your heart.